Grand evening. Grand evening. This was the title of this message was just supposed to be a post, but I got an immediate spiritual download, and it took me back into remembrance of some things. They tried to cloak in your energy and expose their hands. I want to touch on this because I have had dreams of folks that I knew that had cloaked themselves and hid their identities within these dreams, these visions, as to try to hide who they really were, so you couldn't see their face. So I couldn't see their faces. But the thing with spiritual discernment is that although their face was cloaked or disguised as someone else, because I knew the person's spirit and the familiarity of their spirit, while they were hidden in the spiritual, facial wise or viewing wise, I knew who they were in the spirit because of the familiarity of them in the physical. There have also been some that came as themselves in the dreams, in the visions, okay? And these people, a lot of these people, I won't call any names because I remember the names of the people that came to me in the spiritual, okay? But there was one particular person, which I will not call his name, that is in the limelight or in the face of the world or the public eye, that they are dealing with, I'm not even going to say they're dealing with, but they're harboring the spirit of homosexuality, okay? And they're married and they have children. But this is an underlying issue that they are still dealing with. Matter of fact, they're not, like I said, they're not dealing with it because the way they came to me in the dream, in the vision, it was very perverse. It was very lustful. It was very sexual. And so after I clocked that T in the vision, I noticed physically that this person shows shame. They'll come in for a lot and they'll hurry up and disappear. And it's because I believe that they feel that I clocked their T when they were approaching me in the spiritual. I did clock that T. Okay? I clocked your T. And I know who you are. And if you was to come across this live stream, you will know that I'm talking about you. But I will not call your name. I'm using this as an example because energy doesn't lie. And when people play in a chosen, anointed one's energy, they are not off the radar. And everything that is hidden shall be revealed. Everyone has an energy signature, and every spirit entity, demonic spirit, it also has an energy signature. And I've talked about this in the past, how people from the LGBT community can recognize one another, whether they know the person or not. They can travel to another side of the world and still be able to recognize that bird of a feather again, it's because of the familiar energy signature. Same for drug addicts, rapists, murderers, all whatever. If it's a familiar energy signature, you're going to be able to recognize what you are standing up against, who you are around, so forth and so on. So I just want to put this out there. I'm going to teach on this some more in depth later on in the future. But until then, be blessed in the matchless and mighty name, the name above all names, Yahusha HaMashiach.